Miss Laura. I am going to show you how to do Tick-Tocks. So Tick-Tocks, you want to have your feet a little bit wider than the width of your shoulders, and then look down at your feet and make sure that your feet are facing forward. You want to have your legs in parallel, so make sure they're not in turnout. And then you want to make everything nice and solid. So imagine your ribs are lifting off your pelvis and everything is super solid. So imagine from your knees to your shoulders is one block of wood. And we're going to make everything nice and solid, and then you can keep your necks off though. With your hands down by your sides, and you can keep your hands here if you'd like to make sure that your legs stay the same distance apart, or for balance if you want to bring your arms out, that's fine. And then we're just going to start flicking off our toes. So you're keeping everything solid. You're just cushioning the blow by landing on the toe and just kind of flicking off the toe to create the tip. So we can keep them small and make them fast, or we can make them bigger and pause and add in a little balance challenge as well. So if you press your pubic bone forward and turn on your glutes, you'll keep it out of your hip flexors and you'll really start to feel your glutes start to cook. So we're gonna start out pretty easy peasy, and you're gonna wonder, okay, well this is silly, why am I doing this? But if you keep going, you'll understand why pretty shortly. Usually within 30 seconds, you start to understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. So basically the exercise challenges your glute med first and foremost. That's one of your 3 gluteus muscles, and that's a really important one. It keeps your thigh bone tethered into the socket and tracking the way that it's supposed to. But we're also working your deep 6. And the deep 6 muscles, you have 6 little teeny tiny muscles, and those little muscles tether your femur into the socket and keep it tracking correctly. And these muscles also help to create kind of a suction to keep that thigh bone in there and gliding the way that it's supposed to. So all very, very important muscles. And as you start to build them, you'll notice that your hips seem to move and glide more efficiently, feel a little better. You'll start to notice that when you're walking up and down stairs, things track a little better. First thing I noticed is the pain that I would get after I sat in the car for an hour or so. I'd get out of the car and I'd feel like one of my hips felt a little jammed or something. That was completely eliminated after doing Tick-Tocks. Another thing that I hear from people is that when they're laying on their side, like say you're sleeping on your side all night and you wake up either in the middle of the night or in the morning with a real sore hip, that's gone away from doing Tick-Tocks. So it's really important. You want to work your way up to about 2 minutes. Most people start about a minute, work their way up. I find that if you implement your Tick-Tocks into some routine that you normally do every single day, for example, I brush my teeth and my toothbrush, my electric toothbrush has a 2-minute timer on it. So I just Tick-Tock while I brush my teeth. My toothbrush finishes its little vibrate and I know that my Tick-Tocks are done. Since you brush your teeth twice a day, you get to Tick-Tock twice a day, so it's pretty cool. I have had some people tell me that the coordination is not quite there. So some people find that when they're heating up, say, their tea or coffee in the microwave for 2 minutes, they do their Tick-Tocks while they're waiting for the microwave to finish. Some people while the tea kettle's heating, while you're waiting for your water to boil. Just basically anything that you do every day that takes 2 minutes or more, you just want to kind of add your Tick-Tocks into it as like an automatic thing that you do. I like to do Tick-Tocks while I'm doing something else because otherwise it's not super exciting. So it is kind of fun to add some flair to your everyday activities. So right now I'm starting to feel some warmth. You should feel the warmth on the sides of your bottom. You'll also feel it on the sides of your hips, and it'll feel really deep. You'll probably feel like a bone ache. That bone ache is all those little tiny deep 6 muscles starting to fatigue and talk back a little bit. So that means you're really working them. If you feel the fronts of your thighs, then those are your hip flexors. And to get it out of your hip flexors, you want to press your pubic bone forward and turn on your bottom. So kind of tighten your bottom, and that should take it out of the hip flexors as well. If you do feel the hip flexors and you're doing that, and you're pressing the pubic bone forward, then chances are your hip flexors needed some love, and that's a good thing too. So that works out. Anyway, I'm sure you're pretty warm. When I come out of my Tick-Tocks, I just kind of shift my hips a little bit just to kind of loosen it up because they tend to feel a little tight, but everything's on. So now from here, anything you're doing, whether you're going to sit in your car for a while, sit at your desk for a while, or do some bridging, which I recommend, it will feel so much better. And if you try bridging after Tick-Tocks, so much less likely to cramp, which is really cool too. So anyway, enjoy. Thanks. Bye.